wind blew stronger.
We'll get some water from the river. Everyone pulled except the Fat Controller.
Bother. Now I've got a puncture.
Poor Thomas stood dazed and surprised in a muddy pond as a toad eyed him suspiciously.
They like to have fun together and often play tricks on the workmen. But sometimes their teasing ways can get them into trouble.
Meow. I'm going to be the star attraction.
A shower of water fell on the Fat Controller's nice new top hat.
I can't waste time playing hunt the trucks with you.
Call the police. Phew, remarked Thomas. What a funny smell.
All's well that ends well.
New inventions are all very well.
Ladies, gentlemen, and children, I give you 3 cheers for Thomas the Tank Engine and all his friends who have made this occasion possible. Thomas's heart sank. Suddenly, all the lights went on. What a marvelous sight awaited Mrs. Kindly. Well done, said the Fat Controller. I'm really proud of you all.
A painter was on the ladder above the line. Henry's smoke blew high into the air. The painter couldn't see. Both he and the paint pot fell all over Henry.
My wheels will be quite worn out. Pee, pee, pip, 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 pee. Let me in! Let me in! Wailed Percy. No, no, not by the smoke of my chimney, chim. I'll chuff and I'll puff and I'll break your door in.
Buzz off! Buzz off! What? Where's that? Gasped the Fat Controller. That's Tiger Moth, grumbled Harold. It's rude and flies much too low.
Thanks to your good idea about the posters, hundreds of people paid to come to the party. We've raised lots of money for the children. The concert was a great success. Everyone loved the music. Especially Edward.
I can't see a thing.
But you acted quickly and bravely in an emergency. So, 3 cheers for Bill and Ben, our heroes. Hip, hip, hooray, hooray, hooray. Oh, thank you, sir, said Bill. Being called heroes, well, it's a really nice surprise, laughed Ben.
Thank you for saving me, Duke. He's famouser than you, replied Thomas. He went 100 miles an hour before you were thought of. At last, with everyone's help, he was able to pull Falcon back onto the rails.
Then he saw something. It was an empty old house beside the station. He went to inspect it.
Help! I'm choking! Cried Thomas. Get me out!
Then something big and round and red drifted straight towards them.
We're out of hot air!
Shouted a voice. Ah! Cried James. What's happening? Crash! Bang! Wallop went the balloon and landed right on top of James.
Then there was trouble. The batsman hit the ball. It flew high into the sky towards Stepney's train. Clunk went the signal. Thump went the ball into a truck.
Luckily, no one was hurt. Bertie arrived and was pleased Percy was all right, but he was also very cross. You've blocked the road, Bertie snapped.
Murdoch was very unhappy. The noisy sheep were spoiling his peace and quiet.
Thomas and Percy were cold and cross. All I want is a warm boiler, huffed Thomas. Quite soon they found Duncan. He was stuck at the far end of the tunnel.
Achoo!
I don't know what's wrong, sighed the firelighter. There must be gremlins about. What are gremlins? Asked Percy. I've heard they're little green men who play tricks, replied Thomas. Can we find one? Asked Percy.
"Pah," said James. "Gremlins don't exist. They're just an excuse when things go wrong and no one knows why." She was taking a bath and the water was slopping about all over the place. "Ooh," she cried. "I think it's watching me."
You've been in the sun too long. Your dome has cracked.
Never mind, Peter Sam. We'll get you out.
Do let's pretend I'm a ghost and scare Thomas.
Water went all over Henry.
You're too fat. You need exercise.
Oh, hissed Percy. The water is sloshing my fire.
Scared the monster might get you, teased Douglas.
He was very hot, so he had a drink. I'll race you.
Where is your mouse?
"Just get someone to pull me out of this haystack."
This is Trevor, a friend of mine.
"Engines don't swim, Henry. You were meant to deliver fish, not swim with them," said the Fat Controller. "You should know that by now."
Puffing hard, the twins set off on their journey to find the diesel.
You look silly enough to be a clown. You should be in a circus.
Everyone laughed. And then the party began. "The firemen have got things under control."
They scrambled over hills and struggled over ditches.
Thomas left the works safely, but snow has brought the telephone lines down. We must assume he is stranded.